For me, Willowbrook really was a watershed in terms of emotional catharsis. It was, you know, I was a very experienced local reporter by the time I went to Willowbrook. I had seen people dead by gunshots and dead by fire and dead by riot and all the other urban mayhem. So in that sense, I thought I had experienced the depths of the human experience. Willowbrook, though, was so much worse than anything I had seen. A friend of mine, Dr. Michael Wilkins, called me and said he was quitting Willowbrook because the conditions were so abysmal that he could no longer tolerate, no longer in good conscience stay there, and that children were being abused behind the walls of the wards there. I said, that's interesting, Mike, but there are laws protecting the privacy of the people in those institutions, and they're locked. He said, well, the laws are preventing people from seeing a horror, and I can get you a key. When I stepped into that ward and threw open that door with my stolen key, it was the defining moment of my life. You know, I can't think of that 25 years later without remembering it in a way that, you know, I said at the time, a quarter century ago, I said, this is what it looked like, this is what it sounded like, but how can I tell you about the way it smelled? It smelled of filth, it smelled of disease, it smelled of death. You can't treat humans like dogs in a kennel. There is no place where you can mass produce care, compassion, and concern for people. It is impossible. It is fundamentally unsound. The assembly line works for cars. It does not work for people. People need humanity. They need the spirit of compassion. They need to be loved. They need to be able to fulfill their potential, whatever their potential is, however limited or infinite their potential might be. They need an option. They need the opportunity to realize human potential.
How long have you been at Willowbrook?
18 years.
How long were you given physical therapy in school?
5 years.
Are you still going to school?
No.
Why?
I'm over age.
You're too old?
Yes.
Would you like to go back to school?
Yes, I do.
What would you want to learn if you went back to school?
Bring up my reading more.
Learn how to read?
Right.
How is it living on the ward that you live?
Disgrace.